Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to take a look at some more excellent Event Lab creations from the Editor's Choice tab. To find the Editor's Choice tab, all you have to do is bring up the pause menu, go all the way over to Creative Hub, press on Event Lab Blueprints, and this first tab that opens up when it does eventually load will be the Playground Games Editor's Choice Blueprints. We kick things off with a couple of routes from well-known Event Lab creator Joh Cee called Plynthcraft Race 2 and Plynthcraft Race 3. This first one is Race 2. I did check their Creative Hub to see if there was a Race 1 as well, but sadly I couldn't find another one of this brilliantly creative idea. If you hadn't already figured it out, the entire thing is made out of different coloured versions of the same prop, a plinth, which gives this really cool effect, which, as you may have gathered from the title of the event, is supposed to be somewhat inspired by Minecraft. This first one is a pyramid map in the desert. And this second one is more of a village in a much greener scenery. The AI seemed to struggle with this one though, and somehow fell off one of the bridges, despite it being set to D class. Both this blueprint and the first one are 5 laps long and restricted to just D class vehicles from the Cult Classics category. I believe these are both also going to feature in the festival playlist during this series if you want to wait for them to appear there to give them a go. The third route today is Retrowave Drive by AndyPsBack, which fits the theme of Series 34 perfectly, making use of the new props. Playground Games have done pretty well to include this in the Editor's Choice tab so quickly after the update containing the props released. It's located down near Playa Azul, which it turns into a neon-filled metropolis. The blueprint is 3 laps long, and what other car could I use other than the F40 to fit in with the 80s vibe of this route and the whole update. Although, having said that, the wooden boardwalk and sandy sections weren't ideal for a 37-year-old Italian supercar. Next up is Devil's Rush Raceway by Mashed Potato, which makes excellent use of the snappable road pieces from the previous update. I also love how the grid spots are perfectly placed for where the cars spawn at the beginning of the route. Don't underestimate how much trial and error it would take to get them in the right place like that. The rest of the route isn't perfectly polished, with a few bumpy road sections which unsettle the car, and some pretty deadly walls, but overall it has a really cool feel to it. The route actually very much reminds me of certain famous original Gran Turismo tracks. The blueprint itself is 3 laps long and set to anything goes. And finally we move on to Slice and Dice by Petrolhead, a super creative idea to construct enormous fruit and veg. The route itself is quite basic, but again makes use of the new snappable road pieces, although it's not the smoothest of transitions between some of them, but the surrounding props do make it incredible. I do love how these have been made. The blueprint is set to 3 laps and restricted to anything in D-Class, so I went for a DeLorean. And that is going to be all for today's video, taking a look at some more amazing Event Lab creations from the Editor's Choice tab. Do let me know your thoughts on today's routes, and which has been your favourite, but otherwise thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next one very soon.